Welcome to Frequently Speaking. This is your host, Maxwellness. Now, here on this podcast, we're going to start to break down words that we speak outwardly and how their vibrations create what we frequently see. Now, in today's episode, we're going to delve into
Rushy Rushy. Nowadays, the world is run at a high-paced, rushy state, fueled by a caffeine IV and structured around all the things that we have to do. It's almost a regression to our prehistoric days when we would rely on our fight or flight response to try and escape a saber-toothed tiger, now disguised as our Gmail, and the harsh and relentless conditions of our environment that is now our crazy state of Zoom meetings at home or in our four-cornered rooms. Fight or flight conditioning sets a tone for a high-strung mental capacity structured by a physicality of shallow chest breathing that we run our vessels on at a high red-lined speed through life until we exhaust and burn out and rely on mindless activity to relax. Our conditioned state of relaxation can seem as if it is normal based on our chronic state of being throughout the day. What does this mean for our learning capacity and our receptivity to newly attained information and how it's processed? Parasympathetic conditions of living facilitate a heightened and reactive response system within our body and can alter our cognition as well as our physiology. Basically, living in fear and a heightened state of tension can lead to overactive responses that change our minds and bodies. Starting with the body, your lungs are made up of 4 compartments that are better looked at as the 2 separate right and left chest bags we normally see. When we are in these parasympathetic modes, our fight or flight states, our body tries to send air to the brain faster to gain more clarity and focus on the increased input of information that's coming through in our other senses. This means you only utilize the top portion of your lungs rather than the 4 components in full. Shortest distance between point A and point B, kind of survival thinking, huh? This short-term pathway towards mental clarity heightens the senses and starts to tune your body to remain in this heightened state as a base cadence, hence the term chest breathing. When we get set into this tune, we begin to resonate at a heightened reactive state of receptivity in that we are consistently taking in the external world as rushed and reactive because our breathing has tuned our body to do so. When a person remains in this heightened state of fight or flight for a long period of time, they begin to reactively tie emotional responses to words that come up initially without giving time for their body to fully process them because their body has yet to slow down to digest the actual feeling or identify the particular emotion. This goes for all input that comes into the body as well. In this state, when we hear someone say something, we listen to it and react. Seeing something happen, we initially have a reactive response to our environment, and when this happens with an emotion that has an improperly tied word association, we are stricken with various forms of dissonance. Have you ever started your day and are frustrated for the weight of your coffee, and the barista gets your order wrong, and then you're stuck in traffic waiting for another coffee? How annoying! Then you get in your car and you head to work and get irritated at the state of traffic and how long it's taken. So you sit in your state of frustration, mulling over how if you would have left the house sooner, or if the wait wasn't so long in line to get your coffee, or if the incompetent barista had not messed up your order, you would not be in traffic that you're in right now. But the underlying fact is that you're not frustrated at the fact that you're in traffic. You're upset at the fact that you cannot change your current environment and it makes you feel out of control. So our mind in this fight or flight state tries to rationalize it by placing blame towards other external factors that had similar emotional responses, but different word associations to them that are lumped together to create this reaction of your present state of frustration. The separation of each particular feeling degree of emotion, and their specific word association is the product of understanding each state as it's happening. This cannot happen when you are simply reacting to each state. All these factors that have already occurred cannot be changed, but yet we hold on to them and let it dictate our present state of being, when the only thing we can truly control of is how we react to the present state. Had you stopped to take a breath and focused on accepting the state of your frustration with the wait for your coffee, then addressed that the annoyance of the barista came from natural human error, which is natural law, you may have very well looked at the traffic as solely being your current state of heightened emotional response, not so much irritation, but validated the reality that you said you would stop drinking coffee because it creates an increased sense of reactivity and puts you in a rushy rushy mood, and if you made the choice to not get it, you would have beaten the morning rush. A simple breathing exercise in the morning can help set the tone for your state of being, for the outlook you have on your day, in turn assisting your outcome of how your day can be by changing your state of being. On a physical level, we can focus on the different components of where our breath can expand to, which gives your mind more room to breathe in a sense. When you begin to utilize the full components of your respiratory system, your mind begins to process more proactively, and you can discern your emotional responses better and guide them into a direction you choose rather than allowing your environment to dictate your emotional state. Take a breath and take control of you. You're a world of emotion, and if you maintain a clean and clear atmosphere, you'll be able to live in control of the beautiful world that is you.
If you like this episode and would like to explore more perspectives like this with me as we get a bit more intimate and intricate look into our internal vibrations, be sure to tune in to next week's episode and subscribe for more. Until then, keep frequently speaking what you frequently see.